Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Average Discussion. Thank you for joining me today. I'm doing something different here, all right? So please bear with me. I'm trying out some stuff. So I don't generally do videos. I usually just do audio. But hey, whatever it is, what it is. It's a new age, a new day. So, but today is Sunday, March 10th, 2024. Not really a whole lot going on. Usually, what I do is cover news topics, but today I kind of wanted to do some sports related stuff and send some love to some local players here within, well, I don't want to say within my community, but that I just wanted to show some love to. But they are local to the state of Utah. Okay, the first thing that I wanted to kind of go over was Utah Utes women's basketball. Okay, so their forward, Alissa Pili, has been or she's a finalist for the what's it called? She's a finalist for the Katrina McLean Award, which is an award. I'm going to put this right here so that I don't have to look away as much. But it's an award presented annually to the best women's basketball player, or best women's basketball power forward, excuse me, in the NCAA. So she's been awarded for that. You should be able to see the photo there. Listen, let me just read some of the stats here. So this is from an excerpt from the Fox 13 news article here. It says Pili was one of two players from the Pac-12 and has earned many honors for her outstanding performance on the court. She averaged 21 points per game, putting her number 15 in the NCAA with 640 total points so far, and for a rank of racked up number 7 in the NCAA. Pili was named to the coaches All Pac-12 team this year, her third time on the list, by the way. She was also named to the Wooden Late Season Top 20 list, as well as a Top 20 candidate for the Naismith Trophy, given to the most outstanding men's and women's basketball player. Pili was the 2023 Pac-12 Player of the Year and earned Pac-12 All-Conference honors. Okay, so the reason I wanted to bring this up is I don't have any connection to this athlete. Okay, my daughter, she was able to participate in, the team that she was playing with was able to participate in this event that they did at a women's basketball game, and so we took her to it, and that was our first exposure to really seeing a women's college basketball game. And I'll admit, I kind of bought into the notion that it wasn't as entertaining, and I was wrong. I was completely wrong. The skill set is there. Obviously, they're not doing high flying dunks. Like, I got all that, right? But the skill set's there, and these women are very talented. So I would encourage anybody to kind of let that notion go, because I don't think it's as relevant as a lot of people would like it to be. That's just my opinion on it. Now, I will admit there was more jump balls in that game than I think should ever be called a basketball game, but that's neither here nor there. And here's the thing, right? The reason I want to give this athlete support, I don't know her, I don't know her family. I have no personal connection to it whatsoever, outside of the fact that I am legitimately a fan after having seen her play. When I first kind of saw her, right, I was just like, okay, she's obviously big and strong, so rebounding is probably for sure a thing. But what I was really impressed by was that, given her size, her footwork is very impressive, and the way she can contort herself to be able to get to the rim to make shots is equally impressive. And not only can she do all that, she can also shoot. So she's a very dynamic player in that regards, and I think she offers a lot to that program. She's not even my favorite player on the team, by the way, but I 100% will try to show some love and get her some support. So if you would please go vote for her. She's a very dynamic player. You can see some of the stats there: 21 points a game. What do we got? 2.5 assists. I think that's rebounds. Rebounds, 6.5 rebounds. So no, she's very dynamic, but she's not even my favorite player. All right, so this is nothing to gain for me. It's all for her. So I hope you guys are willing to go over there. The link should be in the description. If not, head over to my socials. You'll be able to find all the links to be able to vote. You can vote once a day. I'm not really sure when it closes, but you can head over there and you can vote. Okay. While I'm on the topic of Utes women's basketball team, all right, I want to show some love to our household favorite player, Miss Deja Young. Now, look, you look at her stat line, you're like, doesn't even compare. I look at the things that aren't measurable on that, and her defensive pressure, her intensity, her aggression to make the game more competitive. Those are all the things that I look at. And when I look at her play, you see all of that. The feistiness, the aggression. I don't feel that she really puts it in a situation where she damages her team. We watched them play we physically watched them play BYU, and I think it was Colorado. That's who it was. And she's the reason they won the game against Colorado. Her intensity is off the charts. Definitely a household favorite of ours. So since I'm on the subject of this, she is also a senior. Wanted to show her some love. So that's my anecdotes. But moving on, I want to cover something personal to me, and that's the Grantsville Highschool basketball team, the boys varsity team. My son played on that team, and so I want to kind of go over, excuse me just a second. Oh geez, I want to go over just a few highlights here. So if you look at the top left there, Keegan Kinsman, that's my son. I love this kid. By far my favorite player on the entire team. 5'7" might be a stretch. I don't know if he's really that tall, but you know what, I'll tell you, his intensity, and I might be biased because I'm his dad, but his intensity is 6'5". Like he does not cower down, and all those things that I appreciate about basketball, I feel like he encompasses, and I'm super proud of him. It was the greatest joy of my life to be able to watch him grow and develop in this. So huge shout out to him. On the top right there, his buddy Jack Hendricks. This kid, I was genuinely impressed with the way he was able to take over the point guard role and manage that team. His talent was obviously there, but I didn't know that he was going to be able to take it on that role and actually be successful in that role. I always kind of viewed him as more of a timid kid, so I wasn't sure how it was really going to work out for him. In my opinion, his game is drive and dish, and he's really good at that. He excels at that part. He'll fumble it up every now and then, but who doesn't, right? But he can get to the rack. He can score. He can shoot. He may not be the best consistent shooter, but he's enough that you got to pay attention to him. So I was super, super impressed to see the growth that he made. And then bottom left there, Decker. I don't want to butcher his last name, but this kid was arguably a solid outlet, right? Like you drive, you dish it out, and he jacks up that three. His ability to do that, I think, was unmatched by anybody on the team, and it definitely, won a big game for him, buzzer beater three type situation, but not only can do that, he can get to the rim, he can score. His defensive game is probably the most underlooked part of his game. He does very well down low. Even though he's 6'2", not super tall, but he's tall enough to get it done, and he does that. And I think that was maybe not by his team for sure, but I think by people observing it, I think that was an underrated characteristic for him. So all around solid. I mean, he's not the guy that's going to be bringing the ball up the court, I don't think. I mean, his dribbling's fine, but like that's not his strong suit. His strong suit is being able to be that guy for the team, I think, to that security blanket, I guess you could say, to we need to play, let's get him involved. And then, bottom right there, Ethan Powell. Listen, you want to talk about fighting for your points, fighting for your rebounds, the intensity on that kid has it all. I would say arguably there was situations where maybe it hurt a little bit, but it's kind of hard to fight that when he was also keeping them in the game. So, but his aggression down low was very good. I think, oftentimes he was undersized, against the people he was playing against. I mean, the whole team was undersized against people they were playing against sometimes, and he never faltered. He when I first saw him come in, he was very what's the word I'm looking for? Like, he wears his emotions on his sleeves, and I think that would get him in trouble every now and then, and he really fought through that. Probably, I mean, kudos to his coaching staff, because I'm sure they worked with him quite a bit on that, because that was probably his biggest downfall, and he made tremendous strides. It's been great to see all these kids grow and develop and become what they became. The season was tough for them. They had a lot of factors rolling against them. They had a new coach, some new staff. Most of these kids, because they were in different positions on the roster, hadn't even really played a whole lot of ball together in that situation. So there was a lot of like mixing around, trying to figure out what worked. There was a lot of emotion involved, and if there's one thing I hold true to, is that in this community, I think it is extremely hard to be a coach, because there is a lot of additional pressure that shouldn't be there from the community. So I think there was just a lot of stuff going on, and I really feel like they did a good job. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. I hope that they're not disappointed. I mean, because obviously, you want to make it all the way there, right? But the things that they were able to grow with and overcome, some of the stressors, the pressures, the emotions, the highs, the lows, all those things, the things that they were able to overcome, I think they should be extremely proud of themselves. And those things are going to make them so much stronger moving forward. It's bigger than the game, and I hope that they can take that with them and not have regrets or disappointments about this. So just wanted to say shout out to them. There was 5 seniors, but one of them left, for his own personal reasons, and there's nothing wrong with that. So we ended up with 4. All right, so if you look at this next image here, these are the kids that I personally, I'm excited to watch go into the next season, right? So the top left there, Dennis Castino, that kid is my spirit animal, man. Everything I love about watching my son play, the intensity, the aggression, this kid has that same stuff going on. I mean, he is a pest on defense. He'll arguably get you more rebounds, especially offensively. He's really good at sniffing those out. And on top of that, not only can he get you the rebounds, not only can he give you the defense, he's not a dynamic dribbler in the sense that he's looking to cross people up and stuff like that, right? But he can manage the ball, but he can also score the ball. And it's not his go-to, and I think that's something he's going to need to improve upon to be more of a, I don't want to say leader, but to be more influential with the team. But dude, I'm telling you, like, this kid is awesome. I love watching. I can't wait to see what he does. He'll be a senior next year, I believe. I could be wrong about that. And it says he's a junior, but I also know that sometimes this can be messed up. But I'm pretty sure he's a senior next year. I can't wait to see what he does. Top right there, Kelton Bird. Love this kid. Great kid. Like, as a person, he's a great kid. He's played football as well. No offense, Kelton, but in my opinion, you're better at basketball, my guy. That's not to say that you're bad at football, but I think basketball is your thing, man. You're really good at this. His defense was it really stepped up. His ability to kind of fight through and get some rebounds. He can score the ball. He can shoot the 3. Again, not a dynamic dribbler, but he doesn't need to be. And it was really impressive to see him kind of take that next step to be more aggressive down low. They got him listed at 6'4". I don't know if he's really 6'4", but he's probably close to that. So his value down there was very, very good for the team. I can't wait to see it, man. I love this kid. I really do. He's a great person. So super excited to see his growth. If I had to say one thing, I don't know. Probably his tendency to foul when he gets beat. I think that puts him in a tough situation to where the coaches have to kind of take him out to manage his foul troubles. And so I think if he can identify the ways that he's been getting beat, he'll be able to kind of overcome that and be able to stay in the game and be more impactful. So if I had to say one thing that I think he needs to personally, which I mean he doesn't have to, obviously none of these kids have to take my suggestions, right? But as a fan watching, if I could say one thing, I would say it's probably that, like, try to identify the things that are causing you to get into foul trouble so that you can stay in the game, because I think he is going to be pivotal to their success moving forward, and I definitely think he's up for the challenge. So that's something he's gonna need to improve on, in my opinion. Just staying in the game, staying out of foul trouble. So bottom left there. Actually, I'm going to come to him last. So Peyton Thornton, bottom right. Listen, this kid, man, he's a fighter. High intensity. His defense. He has a tendency to kind of get lost in the switches. But he makes up for it pretty quick. He's a pretty quick kid, and his intensity on his on ball intensity is really great. And he can shoot, man. He can shoot. He nailed some big threes for him. He's not afraid to jack it up and shoot it, and he makes them for the most part. I think like anybody else, they get excited when they make a couple and they keep going to it, and that's going to have to be something that he realizes in those moments. But he'll grow into that. But he came off the bench and provided some very, very valuable minutes, I think, to that team. And yeah, no, I think if he can keep a better eye on this, the switches, so where he's not kind of like looking around, figuring out where he needs to go, I think it's going to be phenomenal. He's got a ton of talent, high energy. He probably wants to work on his handles a little bit more. Not that they're bad, but to be more dynamic and versatile, I think that would help him out a lot. So, super excited to see what he does. I mean, I don't know. I put him in that same category as Dennis and my son with the intensity on defense. I think that's going to translate to great opportunities for him. So super excited. So bottom left there, Jackson Jensen. This is not a kid that I knew much about coming into their program in terms of basketball. My other son plays football with him. So like I knew where he was with football, but I didn't know anything about him in terms of basketball. And I got to say I was genuinely impressed. They got him listed at 6 foot. That's probably about accurate. So listen, genuinely impressed. He can get you the boards. His transition, offense and defense is great. I didn't see him play a whole lot, okay, but what I did see, he'll get the ball to the rim. He'll score the points. His defensive pressure is there. I don't know that he's necessarily the best dribbler. Like I said, I didn't see him play all that much. But again, I think it's a situation where he doesn't need to be. So the only thing I didn't really see a lot from is probably the outside shooting. So I would say that's probably an area he'll want to improve on, because I know his dad's a pretty good sized dude, but I don't know that he'll get much taller. So he should probably put a lot more emphasis into that. But at the moment, like his size, his ability to be a menace on defense, genuinely impressed. No, I think he's got a ton of potential, and it's going to be good for him moving forward. And he's got at least 2 more years, so he's got a lot of growth there. Super excited to watch him develop, and because again, genuinely impressed. I didn't think. I don't want to say I didn't think, but I just didn't know anything about him on the basketball level. And I'm genuinely impressed. So looking forward to that. So just to kind of finish this up, because I don't want this video to take 6 hours to upload. So the Patriots, apparently, this is some professional sports news. I just wanted to talk about it for a second. The Patriots are finalizing a trade of quarterback Mac Jones to the Jaguars. I think that's a really good move. I think it puts some added pressure on Trevor Lawrence, knowing that your backup is capable and young enough to take over the reins if you don't get it right. I think that could be a huge motivator for him. So, he's obviously not going to start ahead of Trevor Lawrence, but I think in terms of that, having that added pressure, I think it could really work out well for them. So super excited to see where that goes. Um, yeah, no, I think it's fantastic. So that's my show today, Sunday sports. You know, you should be able to see the picture now. These are all the places you can find me, the podcast, the socials, all those things. So please head over there, give me some support, especially on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel so I can do some of these live. But at the same time, I don't know if my computer is going to be able to manage that. So again, please go vote for Alissa Pili and her Katrina McLean Award. She is very deserving of it, in my opinion, and yeah, no. So, like I said, the link should be down in the description, but also head over to my socials. It's all over there too. I'm not getting, just so everybody's clear and aware, I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm genuinely just trying to support this and be better about that from whatever little bit of platform I may have. So, shout out to her. Shout out to the seniors of Grantsville High School basketball. I can't wait to see what you guys do in life, and the people that you're going to become, because I have a feeling it's going to be great. Shout out to the up and comers. I can't wait to see you guys next season and see what you guys are able to do. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And, I think we'll probably end it on that. So, as always, guys, please do me a favor. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And until next time, I'm out.